Olenna had actually had a real shot of becoming the next Queen of Westeros. This was back when the king or crown prince usually married their sisters. And she missed out on the opportunity, not due to any fault of hers, but others' actions. Olenna had been betrothed to the youngest son of Aegon V, Daeron, who in the end had humiliated her completely by abandoning their betrothal to be with his male lover and had never married as a result. The eldest son Duncan had gotten himself booted from the line of succession to the throne completely when he chose to marry a commoner, Jenny of Old Stones, while the middle child Jayhaerys and AegOn's daughter Shaera had abandoned their own betrothals with Celia Tully and Luthor Tyrell respectively, in order to marry each other. That was still politically bad as crucial and powerful alliances were lost, but technically their chosen partners, as Targaryens, were higher up than members of great houses socially at the time. Hello everyone, if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any new updates on your favorite TV series. The bit that had probably killed Olenna about that whole situation and how it ended up though was that if Daeron had just bit his lip, married her and kept his lover on the side, then he could have been king after his father had passed and she as a result could have been queen. Had Daeron married her and had just one son at least with her, even if he chose not to be physical with her after and they lived their own separate private lives, then the two of them could have ended up king and queen of Westeros, simply because he had been the only son to do what he had been told marriage-wise. And had not cost his father a powerful alliance to boot. But he didn't, and so Olenna's ambitions of a crown just within her reach were dashed and she ended up marrying Luthor Tyrell, the abandoned betrothed of the woman who got Olenna's dreamed-of position as queen. And that might be where her hated Queen of Thorns nickname came from. So if Olenna was perfectly willing to marry a gay man in order to get herself that crown, then in her eyes, Margaery, who she lives through, would be too. Renly at that point of time was the safest bet to get what they wanted. Had Stannis not technically cheated with shadow magic, then Renly would have won the throne in the end. His strategy at the time was let the others tire themselves out fighting each other. People might say he was being lazy, but it was actually a pretty smart move. By the time then that his opponents were finished fighting each other, they wouldn't have the men or the supplies to stop him and his large army who aren't weakened by battle or lack of food. The Vale was in the best situation military-wise at the end of the War of the Five Kings because they had been the only kingdom aside from Dorne who hadn't fought in the war. The Lannisters were getting weakened with battle in the Riverlands against the north, while King's Landing slowly starved and turned against the Lannisters due to the Tyrells closing the Rose Road and food supplies. Stannis wasn't doing much to exert his claim and could have been easily dealt with if Melisandre hadn't arrived, and the Ironborn would have been easy to defeat once the North were able to turn their attention back to them and their homes. Peace between the North and the Lannisters was off the table the second Joffrey ordered Ned's head on a spike. Unlike them, Renly was open to a compromise, letting the North have a ruling situation similar to Dorne, helping to bring about peace faster. Had Renly and Robb made a deal and Stannis was dealt with, then peace and victory for the Baratheon Tyrell side would have been achieved quickly, with the only outlier problem being Daenerys in Essos. Renly would have been the king and Margaery the queen. Had shadow magic not been involved, then Renly and the Tyrells could have won the war in less than a year. Olenna always retcons the story to make herself look better. Olenna is only saying that backing Renly was a bad idea after the whole event when Renly is dead and they are now in with the Lannisters, with Margaery supposed to marry Joffrey. If something goes wrong, then she never lets herself take the blame for it. It's just like the Daeron situation. She's certainly not going to be telling people the truth about how she was jilted for another man. No, she's going to make herself look far better. Same with a failed alliance, she knew it was going to fail. Thanks for watching, please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.